welcome to Snail Baby Tarot. Today I'm doing a reading looking into who your future spouse is, your next long-term soulmate kind of energy in your life, let's say. So for this reading, I looked at a couple of things. I pre-shuffled some archetype cards to look into what your person will be like when you first meet them, so you can see if the energy sounds right, if it resonates, if you have an idea of who this person would be or what they'd be like. And I'm also going to be looking into some initial impressions or blockages that may exist in the connection. And then I will be using the tarot to look at what your love story will look like, as well as using my nasty tarot deck to, channel some sexual messages, because inquiring minds want to know. And then the last thing I'll be doing is I'm going to read a poem from this Pablo Neruda book called 20 Love Poems and a Song of Despair, just to see if there are any sort of romantic messages that may resonate for you. I think these poems are really beautiful. I am not going to read them in Spanish because I have a shit accent, but I'll put the title or the first line of the poem in the descriptions. You can always look it up and read the Spanish translation if you are able to do so, which I would recommend. They sound very, very beautiful in the original language. So the groups today are group 1. We have this snake ring that I love, as well as this card, Birth of the Moon, number 18. I'll be reading poem number 18 in this book. So that's how I chose the poems, just by shuffling out cards. Group 2 is this lovely little ring. I don't know. I assume the stones are fake, but they're very, very pretty. And the card that came with that is Open Heart. So if that resonates with, the soulmate energy you feel you're attracting, that could be the group for you. Group 3, we got the big energy, number 3, the Empress, fullness of life, as well as this beautiful little ring. If I can get it to, oh no, please focus there. It's missing a gemstone, which is so sad. It just fell out, but it's a gorgeous ring. If I can get it to really catch the light, it's opals. I don't know, it's a very beautiful little flower ring. Big feminine energy there. And then group 4 is actually 2 rings. I'll just show you how I wear them. It's a cute little, it looks like a Taurus glyph, or this reminds me of like a moon diadem, but it's yeah. And then the card that goes along with that is number 16, Kundalini Rising. It's a traditional tower card. So those are the groups that I have for you. If you want, you can take a minute to pause the video and really meditate on them. If there's anything that calls to you, feel free to check it out. Or if you have any intuitive system of choosing cards, I'd highly recommend that. Like if you use a pendulum, or even if you roll a die, or if you have a deck of Uno cards, shuffling out a card to pick the group number, whatever. I feel like that always works the best. But if not, if you know there's a group that feels right for you, go ahead and click on it now. Otherwise, pause the video, and I'll see you in the reading. Hiya and welcome if you chose group 1, this snake, or if you were drawn to this card from the Triple Goddess Tarot, the Birth of the Moon. So I have a few pre-shuffled cards that we're going to go over first, and then we will shuffle on camera a little bit. So for your person's sort of who they are, who they present as, their initial energy, we have, oh my god. Okay, with the moon, I can see that there's some shadow energy maybe happening first thing. I mean, I feel like the moon is about kind of like the tower is like forced shadow work where you're forced to confront something, and the moon is kind of when we have the opportunity or choice to kind of descend into the unconscious to regain some lost or broken fragments of ourselves. Oh, beautiful. The eternal child and the fool. Okay, so I feel like your person is in process when you meet them. I think they like what I'm getting is that they kind of want to stay in the sun. They want to play. They want to be lighthearted. They're very like protective of themselves almost. There's aspects of who they are. Like with the child, what I'm getting is that like that there's parts of them that are kind of like they're unaware like a child. Like there's this unselfconscious energy to them a little bit where there's things about themselves that they just don't see. There's this darker energy with the moon where it's like they're covering up some pain or some hurt, like with this Fool card with the laughing mask covering the hurt. At the time when you meet them, it feels like someone is doing shadow work or needs to do shadow work. I feel like your person definitely does. You may be already engaging in shadow work, or something about this relationship triggers them with the snake. There's a sense of awakening. Why am I showing you the snake? You know what it looks like. There's this sense of awakening and gaining new knowledge, but it's very difficult. I'm feeling like in this deck, the moon card does explicitly mention Carl Jung and the need to like go into examine the psyche, examine one's dreams, examine one's unconscious or shadow energy. And then once we do that, we get this beautiful balance between the animus and the anima, the yin and the yang. And so it feels like your person right now is more, when you first meet them, they're in more of a masculine or aggressive sort of state of being, but they have this really sweet, playful, fresh energy as well. I'm getting like Gemini or Leo energy from these two cards, and I feel like they can be, not that they're a full-on bully, but it feels like they can be very brusque or very defensive about certain parts of themselves. They definitely are more acting from a place of ego, but then at the same time they have this like lightness and sweetness to them, so that you still kind of like them. They're a little bit of a clown, a little bit of a fool. It does feel like they do overcompensate a little bit. Yeah, like they're very playful and very goofy, and it is like to compensate for they like want to stay in the sun. They want to stay in the bright, fun, playful parts of human experience of life. They want to stay in this like carefree, playful energy, but then there's like this kind of sublimated or blocked energy that needs to be healed, needs to be confronted. That's what I get with your person. It feels like they are in the middle of a transformation with the snake and the moon together. This is the birth of the moon. This is the beginning of something. It's like we're parting the clouds and we're starting to see this illumination slowly start to come through, but it takes time. Yeah, okay. So we got tee hee ha ha. Yeah, your person like covers up shit by being goofy. And then always, so what's interesting about the two cards you got here is that there's no visuals, which this deck usually has some visuals to it. So it feels like your person stays in the realm of the mind. They focus on words, ideas, logic, jokes, clowning around, keeping it light, keeping it surface. That's like kind of your first impression. I feel like they make a very strong first impression with always remember this. Like whether it's good or bad, you do remember them. And their first impression, you might be in conflict with them first thing. Like at first it might take you a second to see that they're like a sweet, fun, playful person because they come across as like either very guarded or they're just like kind of loud and obnoxious. I get kind of like class clown vibes from this a little bit as well. I mean obviously with tee hee ha ha, like it just feels like either they're not taking things seriously or they're being like weirdly egoic and too serious. Like it's hard to get that like nice balance. But then once you get this like eternal child, once you like see that, I feel like it does open up a new perspective on them. And I feel like, yeah, there is a major shift that happens once you see this like sweet, playful side of them. And you realize they aren't just like an idiot. They may come across as a real dummy, like very, very immature. yeah, like they're definitely hiding something. There's something that's like this moon energy. There's something they're scared of something about them being perceived. They're hiding, like I'm seeing like a snake in the grass, but not in a bad way. It's kind of just like that they're hiding out. Like they want to be in the sun and they want to have fun, but also there's this part of them that needs to hide. They're very like defensive, and so I feel like sometimes when they feel vulnerable, they overcompensate. That's the vibe I get with your person. Um, they definitely feel like more of an air or a fire sign, but like that, take it or leave it. Obviously, people can be in a very airy or fiery phase of their life. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's their like sun or moon or something. So, as for what the relationship will be like once you are together, let's see, what about that? I do think there will be kind of a strong attraction here. With the moon, it may be like you're attracted to them like on an energetic level, but you don't necessarily like them right away. We have the 8 of coins. It takes a little bit of time, strength. So Leo is definitely on deck. But yeah, I feel like this is something that once you see a better side to them, once they sort of mature a little bit, this might be someone you know for a while with Eternal Child. It could be someone you knew when they were in school or someone you knew when you were younger. It takes a bit of like work and self-work and maturing. Like someone definitely needs to do shadow work. It could be your person. It could be both of you. But there's definite maturing that needs to be done before there's an actual relationship. Yeah, we just need to kind of grow and especially go through experience with this being the 8 of coins. Like certain experiences need to happen. I feel like 4 of cups, there's a lot of abundance here. This 4 of cups always reminds me more of the Thoth 4 of cups, which is just about just having enough, being like very solid and stable and satisfied. But the 4 of cups going into the 5 of cups tells me that sometimes things go a little bit too far here. We also have the 3 of wands. Ooh, and the king of wands. Okay, so yeah, big fire sign energy on deck. Excuse me. So with the 4 of cups, what I'm getting is that like with you guys, it feels very comfortable. That's something that comes across with the 4 of cups. Like I feel like you guys can go off into your own little world. Emotions can get very intense though. Oh, your bottom deck energy is the 2 of cups. Emotions get very intense. I feel like you have to get to this level where you're like properly comfortable with one another before you can really open up to one another, especially your person. And I do feel like, again, it's that feeling of like hiding out. Once they do open up to you, it's very emotional. It's very messy. It's more than you necessarily expect. So I feel like your person does try to project a pretty strong image with this King of Wands being here. They definitely feel like they have a more typically masculine energy. They're very guarded. This King of Wands especially, you can see how he's like looking down. Like there's something about him that's demure or coy. There's like a shyness that you don't associate with the King of Wands normally. Big Leo energy on deck. With this 3 of wands, I'm just saying that like this 3 of wands actually has these snakes in the tree. It's a caduceus, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't speak Greek. But there's this dog's head. So I feel like a lot of knowledge and instinct plays an important role in this connection grounding itself. So it's definitely like you will have to follow your instincts toward each other, and especially I think your person will have to like recognize the pull toward you, and that doesn't happen until they've matured a little bit. Yeah, with this instinctual energy here, I feel like self-knowledge is kind of the key to you coming together, because you're showing up as like the sun and the moon here. So, and I'm seeing this more as like balancing the energy within, because I was getting like a sun-moon dichotomy happening. I feel like, yeah, with the 3 of coins, we have like growth really emphasized. It takes time. It's a slow spiral upward. And it takes a while for this energy to show, because as you can see, most of the energy is underground initially. So yeah, I do feel like a key in this connection is that a lot of growing needs to happen. It takes time to become the King of Wands. It takes time to enact one's vision, to fully bring it into the world. Kings can be a more slow-moving energy just because they have so much they need to grow and build and plan and do. And so for especially like a fiery type, it can be hard to like slow down and implement a plan step by step. Fire types can really struggle with that type of energy. And it all comes from a sense of being balanced within, of balancing one's own energy, of doing one's own shadow work and really understanding oneself, understanding triggers, emotionally speaking, and kind of exploring one's higher nature, doing that work. I feel like that definitely takes time. So let's see if there's any other messages about the relationship. I'm using my sexy deck. So group one's person, what is the more sexual side? Why would you do that? Okay, that's too many cards. I'll just take the one. Oh, it's so cute. You've got the Fool. Look, and you had the Fool here too. So you have double Fool energy. This person is like your little clown. Oh my god. They wanna goof with you. It's so playful and it's so sweet. And I do think the basis of this relationship is like, it's the two of you in your own little world, just like being goofy together, telling jokes, playing. There's this sense that you like loved them or saw them before they were a real person, because this is like, you know, pre real boy energy. Like, then this person felt like they weren't good enough. I feel like you were someone who was there before they reached their kind of like glow up phase, when they were still in process with this moon card. I feel like you were there and like you helped them grow a lot. I feel like you're someone who helps them gain their strength. That's super sweet. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, like with Eternal Child coming through as well, there's a really, really sweet, playful, joyous, I feel like you guys are really good for each other's inner children. I feel like it's not just like work, like it's not just like doing shadow work. There's also reclaiming like this lost sense of like purity and innocence and sweetness. Like there's a really wholesome energy here. Okay, we have Judgment. Okay, yeah, I mean, that energy got big really fast. So I feel like once you guys, it starts off really playful and sweet, but then I feel like once you guys progress past just like the hanging out, being friends, getting to know each other phase, and really get into the emotional side of things with this Five of Cups, I feel like that is when the sex starts getting really intense. Like there is this really, really intense, watery, vibey kind of element here where it's like once you really know each other, once you really are intimate with each other on an emotional level, it really changes the sex. Okay, we have the Empress coming out. We should do that really fast. So yeah, if you resonate as the feminine energy, it feels like they are just like in awe of you. Like they are really worshipful. I'm getting that they really, really love your body. There's two naked women here, which is, you know, obviously pretty common in this deck, but it's not just your body, it's also if they feel like you like gave them so much, like you helped them so much in their growth, like you make them feel safe and seen and understood and appreciated, and it feels like all of you is really welcome, all of them is really welcome. I mean, flip it if it feels like it should be flipped, but I'm just saying that the feminine is just really appreciated for all the love and tenderness and joy that she brings to the relationship, because it just feels like there's a lot of safety here, emotional safety, and it's like this person was really, really afraid of being seen. They're really afraid of vulnerability. Okay, so a bunch of cards, just the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups just wanted to come out, but it was part of a huge, gigantic pile. So can I have like one or two at a time, please? This does feel like it. This feels like the thing, the final destination, which makes sense because we're doing like a soulmate, long-term partner energy. So yeah, of course, I would hope it feels that way. I just have one or two cards. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, I feel like they like to watch you. They like to, yeah, see you. I think they like to share space. They really enjoy your body. But they like to, yeah, see you in the shower. They like to see you just around. lounging in bed. Just like if you do anything naked ever, they love and appreciate that. They love to watch that. There's a total like veneration for your body. Yeah, it's like, it's not purely like lustful or sexual either. It's also just like, I don't know, there's just an appreciation for, they just think you're really sweet. Yeah, there's like a sweet playfulness too. It's not just like if they see you naked, they want to have sex right away. They also just enjoy, I can kind of see it like you guys enjoy like hanging out naked, just like after sex. There's no rush to put on clothes. It's kind of just like you're lying together, cuddling, and then you like have a snack together naked in bed. Like, it's very cute. It's very, oh, my dog just decided to come over. It's very sweet. There is this like childhood sweethearts vibe that comes through, but I know that can't necessarily be for everyone. It's more like you guys get to be kids together. You two talk about your hopes and dreams together. You share your ideas. Yeah, I see you guys hanging out like after sex, just, oh my god, hold on one second. Just talking and like talking about fantasies, ideas. Yeah. And I feel like that is so calming to them. Like, they just love to lay with you and relax with you and just be with you physically as well as mentally and emotionally, and just share like what you're thinking about and how you feel and what's going on with you. Like, it's a very, very sweet energy. Okay, so last cards we have the Judge, or the World card, the 10 of Coins, and the Knight of Fire. So yeah, they definitely want to see you ride it. They might like reverse cowgirl. That's coming through, because these, yeah, or they like to hit it from behind. Oh, your bottom deck energy is the King of Cups. So yeah, they are like, they're an emotional person. They were coming out very fiery at first, but then they actually have a very emotional, sweet side. Not that fire signs don't have a sweet side, but yeah, they like, I think they come across as really loud, and I know that Cancer men do this sometimes. Your person feels like a summer baby. There might not be, but Cancer men do this sometimes where they act really goofy and loud and annoying, and it's to cover up the fact that they're just a big goddamn softie, like deep down underneath it all. But I feel like the feminine is hella appreciated in this reading. Like, obviously this deck is very stacked, it's very stacked, but no, I mean, it's very like, in terms of like its portrayal of bodies, it portrays a lot more naked women than men. But like, I do get this feeling of like very powerful feminine energy coming through, a very worshipful, appreciative feminine energy. I feel like when you guys are out in public, like just doing things at the park, eating out, they're thinking about later how they want to have sex with you. They like it when you play it cool a little bit. I feel like this person likes to clown and goof for attention, and they like they like it when you're a little bit aloof. That could be for some of you. That's just what I'm kind of getting. But yeah, they like, God, they just fucking like looking at you, really, is the main thing that I get from this, the sexual side of things. It feels like you really raise their vibration with the World. It feels like you take them to a new level. You got the World and Judgment, so this big energy coming through, a really big culmination energy, like you bring them to the next level. It might be that they feel like they've gotten to this king level because of their relationship with you, like it's helped them grow a lot. But yeah, I feel like they definitely like an independent energy from their partner, with this, all these girls riding it, and this Empress too as well. It's definitely like you're free to do your own thing, to glow up, to be your own person, to be successful in your own right, and they want that for you, for sure. And I feel like they're just really thankful that they're like here with you on this journey. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read a poem, just to see if there's any messages in it. If you're a person who likes poetry, if you're not really into that, you can go ahead and click off the video because I'm done with the cards portion. I'm going to be reading poem number 18 because the moon card is number 18. I'm also going to put the first couple of lines of the poem, the first line of the poem in the description, so if you don't want to hear me read it, you can just Google that line and then read it yourself, because like, I don't know, maybe you'd like that better. Otherwise, I'm going to read the poem now. Let me get a drink of water. I can't fucking read Roman numerals, oh my god. Okay, that's 13. Oh, this poem even mentions the moon. Okay. Alright, here is your Pablo Neruda poem. Here I love you. In the dark pines, the wind disentangles itself. The moon glows like phosphorus on the vagrant waters. Days, all one kind, go chasing each other. The snow unfurls in dancing figures. A silver gull slips down from the west. Sometimes a sail. High, high stars. Oh, the black cross of a ship, alone. Sometimes I get up early and even my soul is wet. Far away the sea sounds and resounds. This is a port. Here I love you. Here I love you and the horizon hides you in vain. I love you still among these cold things. Sometimes my kisses go on those heavy vessels that cross the sea towards no arrival. I see myself forgotten like those old anchors. The piers sadden when the afternoon moors there. My life grows tired, hungry, to no purpose. I love what I do not have. You are so far. My loathing wrestles with the slow twilights, but night comes and starts to sing to me. The moon turns its clockwork dream. The biggest stars look at me with your eyes. And as I love you, the pines and the wind want to sing your name with their leaves of wire. So that is your poem. Yeah, it's very beautiful, and it definitely felt like the energy I was getting in the first reading, or the beginning of the reading. Yeah, that feeling of sadness, of fear of being abandoned. This moon energy. I think when you meet your person, they're probably not going to be in the best place emotionally. Yeah, and it will definitely take time. All of these poems are a little bit sad, to be fair, but I really felt that one. That really felt like the right poem for your person. Your seeming fool, secret king of cups. So that's the reading that I have for you. Thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it and it resonated, or was at least entertaining. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, and bye-bye. Hiya and welcome if you chose this little ring, or if you were drawn toward the open heart card, the lovers. So I feel like with your person, well, what's going on is like someone is going through like some kind of transformational love journey when the two of you come together, because I'm just seeing how we have the colors of the chakras kind of moving upward and kind of culminating with a blue color. So someone is learning how to really truly express themselves in a way that's authentic to who they are. With the moon, this is all about reflection and being in touch with our own divine and feminine energy within and nourishing ourselves. So the cards that you got, we have Detective, ooh, a lot of wax, Student, and Vampire. So I don't feel like this vampire is really your person. With Student and Detective, I feel like your person is learning when you first meet them, and they're learning about situations that they've chosen to engage in and be a part of that are kind of draining or like not really suiting their highest good. Hold on, let me settle my dog really fast. I feel like one of the ways you're going to know your person is that they're going to be really tired. With Vampire, I feel like this doesn't have to be like a person necessarily. This is like a situation almost. With Student, it could be that they're like in school and they're working full time. But this literally could just be like the 9-to-5 grind. And so they're like discovering things about themselves. They're examining the way that they behave, the choices that they're making, and they're trying to like move toward more authenticity. I think another way you'll know if this is your person or not is with Student. I feel like this is someone who's really open to learning new things, who's actively seeking new knowledge and information, who's trying to understand the world around them and trying to understand themselves and like how they respond to it. It feels like they're understanding their triggers too with Vampire. They're understanding what situations are not good for them, are not nourishing or healthy. There's a really big difference. These two cards, really call to me, because we have this like card where this person is like holding themselves, like they're like loving, caressing, like it's this feeling of self-nourishment and appreciation, versus this person who's like guarding their neck, who's trying not to get blood sucked. So there's this energy, this person is trying to move out of situations where they have to be really guarded, where they feel really emotionally activated or vulnerable. So, but they want to be in situations where they can just be themselves. There's this feeling of like they're like hiding out a little bit when you first meet them, I feel like. And it's not because they're shady. I feel like they're just trying to figure everything out. Like they're coming out of a situation that's been really draining. Whether or not this is just like the daily grind, or if it's a relationship that wasn't really working for them. Either way, it feels like it was a lot of effort and it's been very strenuous and very draining. So for your like the initial impressions, you are experiencing an illegitimate feeling. Who is watching the cosmic drama? And heavy, yeah, imbalanced, hella imbalanced situation. Yeah, and I feel like they are watching the cosmic drama. I feel like they're starting to, like, with this detective card, they're starting to detach in terms of, like, how they react to things. They're starting to understand their, what emotionally activates them, and instead of just, like, reacting and getting into, like, a lower vibrational state, an angry, defensive state, they're starting to, like, learn their own triggers. They're starting to realize that, like, I mean, there's no such thing as an illegitimate feeling, so to speak, but they're, like, kind of, like, looking at, like, how things affect them emotionally and energetically, and being like, well, I don't want to be in this headspace. This is not, there's this sense, because this is showing a movie and this is showing, like, a play or a performance. It's like they're taking a step back from their life and gaining this awareness where they're seeing it as if this were some play or something happening. And they're just like assessing and like looking at the patterns, looking at, why am I caught up in these narratives all the time? Why does it feel like this plot line is always happening over and over again? So it feels like your person is really learning. They're in this energy of learning when you meet them. They're still in process, but it feels like if the person you're thinking of, or I don't know if you're thinking of a specific person, but it just feels like this person, one way you'll know it's them is that there's someone who's trying to like learn and grow and find a better life for themselves. With the lovers, it's like they want something better for themselves. Yeah. So as for the connection between the two of you, let's do a real shuffle really fast. Group 2 and their lover, their soulmate energy. Ooh, the King of Cups just came out. Okay. So yeah, I see your person really tending to their garden. They are, oh, another one. Oh, the King of Swords now. The King of Swords and the Emperor. What the fuck? Okay. So what I'm getting from this is, regardless of whether or not your person is masculine or feminine, what really comes across is that your person is in this energy of stabilizing, because the Emperor is a 4, which I feel is the most stable number. The Emperor is all about planning, tending, stabilizing, creating long-term plans, anticipating problems, making changes, just like the Emperor, this Emperor especially is not like in conquer mode. He's got his empire and now he's like holding on to it. He's building, he's growing, he's making it better. With the King of Swords really resonates with detective and student as well. This person is really like examining their thought patterns, examining the mental world that they occupy, the mental space that they live in every day, and they're making tweaks, they're making improvements. This King of Swords especially, you see his sword is reaching down, he's riding a moon, and he's reaching down into the waters of the unconscious mind. He's really examining himself, he's looking at what's there. So when you meet your person, they may seem like they really have their shit together. You might not really see this situation that's really causing them pain or stress or turmoil. You might just see this very calm, stable, collected person. You might both come together when you're both in king mode. That could be another thing with these two kings being here. You could both be just like holding down your shit. One of you is like nurturing, creating this beautiful world and community and really putting your emotional energy into your projects, into your world. And the other one is kind of like, this one feels more like your person out of the two of them, although either could be your person or both. But definitely someone is here examining their emotional triggers, their unconscious energy, just trying to understand like who they are and like the type of world they want to create for themselves and where they're going. Okay, ooh, the Two of Cups. So yeah, I feel like you come together as two very well-balanced individuals, like you've balanced your own energy. And now you're coming together and you have a lot to offer each other. You have the Four of Swords and the Magician. So I definitely feel like at the very least your person, if not you as well, have done a lot of like meditation, a lot of soul searching, a lot of just self-examination to like truly understand like our own role in this cosmic drama we may be experiencing, how we might manifest situations that aren't for our best growth. And when you come together, it's like, it's because there's this sense of having balanced oneself, having achieved yeah, being ready for this fresh start, being ready to manifest something new. I feel like as your person becomes more stable and grounded and like works on their own life and becomes removes themselves from situations that aren't stable, that aren't bringing growth, that aren't bringing happiness, as they move away from that and like grow and build a better environment for themselves, they become more and more ready to like manifest a soulmate energy. So when you, by the time you meet them, they could really have their shit together. They could really seem like someone who just knows what they're doing, who's like, they got it, they like are really emotionally mature, really balanced, they have like a career or a job that is really fruitful, that's really sorry, my wax is distracting me, hold on one second. So it does feel like by the time this person comes into your life, they are on their divine masculine shit and they're ready for a counterpart. They're ready to approach the situation with an open heart. They've examined situations from the past, they know what works for them, they know what doesn't work for them, and they're ready to like really do that, really get into that shit with you. Yeah, like, yeah, this feels pretty nice, really. It feels like you may not meet this person until they've gone through a lot of shit and they've really matured. If this is someone you knew in the past, it does feel like when they come back, you're like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. Because they've done some like self-work, some self-transformation. This is something that it seems like they're doing on their own too, because I don't see a lot of, there's like no counterparts popping up here. It's just kings, which tells me that either both of you are in like a masculine independent energy. I'm doing this for myself, I'm building this up for my own empire, for my own legacy, and then you come together and you're both really in your power. You're both really staying in your own lane and doing things for yourselves, or your person is just mega in their divine masculine mode. But I definitely feel like when they're ready to manifest a connection, they're gonna be like, they're gonna have cleared their, oh my god, excuse me, hold on a second, they're gonna have really cleared their mental space to make room for this, and they're just gonna be like manifesting that shit. Like, you're gonna show up and they're gonna be like, yeah, I manifested you, and you arrived in 2 to 3 business days. Like, perfect, right on time, very emperor with the magician underneath. So as far as the chemistry, what can you tell me about that? Group 2 and their person. Okay. So we have Judgment. I'm seeing that they don't necessarily mind a pillow princess is the first thing I get with that, honestly, because they're coming through with all this like, they have this passive masculine energy, this active masculine energy. They are logical and controlled, but also emotionally intelligent. So it feels like they really want to, one second. So it feels like they really are, yeah, they're just like ready to give you the business almost. I feel like they're going to tire you out, to be honest. Like, because we do have the Pluto glyph on this card. I feel like it'll be quite intense. You're going to be sleepy. And we have the Hierophant in the reverse. So I do feel like I could see like an elopement happening for you guys. I wouldn't normally read it that way, but just because this is like a soulmate future spouse type of reading, and it's underneath the Two of Cups. I could definitely see you guys like very suddenly eloping. Like I could see this as being, because your person, I feel like by the time they manifest you into their life, or you manifest each other mutually, I feel like they're just going to be ready. Like it's going to be that kind of like, fuck it, I know I like you, let's do it. Oh yes, it's very fiery, very passionate. Ace of Wands. Ooh. Okay, yeah, with the Pluto energy and now this, I feel like your person can be pretty aggressive. I feel like one or both of you is already into it being rough. I get that. I feel like your person, they could be a dom. I don't feel them as being incredibly aggressive. Just because the kings that came out were not the king. Well, I mean, I do get Scorpio energy. This is Scorpio energy. So yeah, they could be, there's some definite roughness here. I feel like it's just when you guys get really, really passionate with the Ace of Wands, when you're in that space, I feel like it's something you both really like. This aggressive energy, it's really, really intense. Yeah, it's really, really juicy. I do see the feminine definitely enjoying this, with it coming out with the Ace of Wands. It's like, almost like rapturous, kind of the vibe. Your person definitely doesn't seem like they're extremely aggressive, but they do, they're good at taking control, is the energy that I get. We also have this though, so I do feel like it goes both ways. Your person does like, yeah, to be a little bit freaky. We do have this magician energy coming out, so they do like to get a little bit, your group is definitely coming across as more sexual than the last group. Even though the last group had lots of sexual cards. But yeah, it definitely feels like they like riskiness more. I feel like your person, with Detective being the first card that I saw with them, they have this DL energy, like definite Scorpio energy, but they like to be like really freaky, and they do like risky situations. With this Hierophant reverse, this is showing like a lady flasher. I definitely see that they like to do things suddenly and unexpectedly. They may like to surprise you, or they may like it when you surprise them. And I definitely do get a kind of being frisky in public vibe with this. They're very controlled, but then they do have this like DL kind of freaky side that it may surprise you. Maybe you're hoping for this. I don't know if this is your like future spouse soulmate energy. Maybe this is what you want, what you're manifesting. But yeah, I feel like they love a little bit of riskiness. That made me jump. I don't know why. Oof, Empress, yeah. Ooh, yeah, okay. So I do think they may like it rough, but I'm seeing that they do like to really worship the feminine. Like they do like to put you in this state of rapture. It's not just like a rough sex thing. I think they just like to appreciate every inch of your body. Like, yeah, it feels like you are the Empress. Like well, them being the Emperor, you are like the perfect feminine that they wanted to call toward them with the Judgment. You were what they wanted to manifest. Once they have you, I feel like they just want to show you appreciation in every which way, and that's maybe why they like to be frisky in public too. It's like it's hard for them to keep their hands off of you, but it's like whatever makes you feel good. But this Queen of Earth, they just want to make you feel good in your body, like physically. They want to show you that appreciation, like, because I feel like they did a lot of work on themselves to balance themselves, and they put a lot of energy into manifesting this perfect partner, and they want to show you that appreciation in a really physical, grounded way. But the Queen of Earth, I do feel like, and the Empress, and this Hierophant reverse, I feel like it's like they know right away that you're the one they want to be with. They're like, this is the one. Like, I can just tell. Like, I just know. The Two of Swords reversed is the bottom deck energy, and I do think it's funny. This lady looks like she's wearing a wedding veil. So yeah, I feel like it's funny because she's holding. It's like a little statue that she's holding. It's the Moon in Libra too. So yeah, I feel like there's this sense of idealizing someone, but I don't necessarily see this as coming across as a warning, which I sometimes do. It just feels like they can't wait for the wedding night when it's just the two of you. That's the vibe that I get with it. They can't wait. They just, yeah, like they feel them wanting a wife, like big wifey energy. Like they're trying to put that out there and they want to get it back. They want someone who's a little bit freaky, a little bit risky, a little bit unexpected, but also like they want just that like not every day, but like they want that grounded, stable, mature relationship as well. They want both of those things. Like they really focused in on what is right for them, what works for them, what they want to bring to the relationship, and what they want to receive. And I feel like once they have it, I feel like there's this, for them at least, I feel like there's a strong sense of recognition because they've really focused in so much on what they want to bring in, like emotionally, physically, what they want to look like and feel like, taste like, smell like. They just know that it's you very quickly, and they want to move things very quickly, and they want to like ground things with you very quickly as well, by showing you lots of appreciation, by being really freaky, by like just like, yeah, like it's very, yeah, you might not be able to tell right away because I feel like with the King of Cups coming out first, there's this like DL energy where they're like just planting seeds. They're waiting, detective, they're playing it cool, and then they start to get a little bit more frank and open with you and really like talk to you about what they're thinking, what they want. And then with this Emperor, then they like fully roll out the Empress treatment, and you're like, oh shit, like this is serious. Like it might surprise you because they do kind of like have this DL energy, and then they like when they really like show you what they want, what they're thinking, it's like, wow, it's a lot. So I don't know, I feel like this could be someone you are manifesting for sure as well, just because they seem like such a classic divine masculine. Like I can see this being a lot of people's types, so this could be like a mutual manifestation type of energy. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to read a little Pablo Neruda poem for any messages that might be there for your love story, anything that might resonate. If you don't really want to hear a poem, that's fine. You can just click off the video. There's no more tarot after this. If you don't want to listen to me read it, but you're interested in the poem, I will write the first line of the poem down in the description box, so you can just Google it and read it to yourself. You can read it in the original Spanish if you read Spanish. My accent's really terrible, so I'm not going to do that to you. I'm just going to read the poem in English, but you know. So up to you. You have poem number 6, which is, I remember you as you were in the last autumn. You were the gray beret in the still heart. In your eyes the flames of the twilight fought on, and the leaves fell in the water of your soul. Clasping my arms like a climbing plant, the leaves garnered your voice that was slow and at peace. Bonfire of awe in which my thirst was burning, sweet blue hyacinth twisted over my soul. I feel your eyes traveling, and the autumn is far off. Gray beret, voice of a bird, heart like a house, towards which my deep longings migrated, and my kisses fell happy as embers. Sky from a ship, field from the hills. Your memory is made of light, of smoke, of a still pond. Beyond your eyes, farther on, the evenings were blazing. Dry autumn leaves revolved in your soul. So that is your poem. Yeah, this is interesting. It's definitely, if this resonates, this could be a rekindling of energy, because, I mean, Pablo Neruda poems always have a strong sense of nostalgia because he's a Cancer. But there's a sense of like something that seemed dead, as in autumn, eventually renews itself, and you get this new life coming through with the Fool. That's very possible. If not, I just feel like your person has definitely gone through some draining situations. Some parts of them need to die before they can really be ready to be in their like ultimate relationship. It will, you know, differ depending on your person. But that is the reading that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed or found it somewhat entertaining. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. Hi, and welcome if you chose group 3, which had the number 3 card, Fullness of Life, or this little beautiful ring, the opals, I think. So, I mean, the first thing that I get from this group is these cards all came out face up. So, I get a really strong divine feminine energy from your person with nature child, queen, and mystic. So, if you resonate as a divine feminine, I mean, unless you want another divine feminine, this would probably not describe your person, because I definitely get strong feminine energy with this group, with it being the third group, and then I got the number 3 card coming out for it, as well as queen. This feels like a very strong, instinctual, intuitive feminine energy. It's a little bit witchy as well. It's very intensely emotional is kind of the vibe that I get from it, and a really, it's like a person with a really beautiful, loving soul. Obviously, with the Empress card coming up, there is this like warmth and creative, loving energy that just naturally arises. And then the fact that you've got Nature Child along with this very green Empress energy tells me that your person feels very in tune either with nature or just with their own nature. Like they feel like they're very, they're very natural. But they could be someone who likes to either spend a lot of time in nature by the ocean or hiking or this or that, or they could be someone who like is very natural in their approach to life, like someone who uses all natural like cleaning products, skincare products, doesn't care about shaving. It could be any of that, but I definitely get this vibe that this person is fully in their divine feminine energy in a very powerful, natural way. Like this queen energy can sometimes feel performative, and not in a bad way, because like I love performing femininity. I think it's so fun. It's just like very exciting to get to do that. But your person feels like there's something very grounded and embodied about that energy, their energy, so that even when they're not like wearing anything cute or wearing makeup, they still are in their queen energy. Like it comes from within, it's not coming from an external place. I feel like, yeah, your person is all, but I'm just saying the words revels in intimate union with the divine. Like I feel like your person revels in the experience of being themselves, and then they like bring that to relationships. Like I feel like they bring a strong, intense, loving energy to the relationships. Like there's something very vibey about it. Like very, I feel like they're the type of person that when they're really attached to someone, they just like never walk away. Like they really, or it's very painful for them to walk away. They really have to be in their own power and recognize their value to walk away, because there's something about them that like, I don't know, I just get the feeling that they're just like have this strong, loving, nurturing side to them they really want to bring to the right person. Let me see. So for like for first impressions, you have do, wacky, do, and if there is a judge, you are it. Interesting. So I feel like for first impressions, I don't see you guys as necessarily getting off on the right foot. This is interesting. I feel like your perspective on this person is different than what they actually are like. I'm just saying because this bird is upside down. I feel like, yeah, there's something about them where you see them in a really different way, or something happens that flips your perspective on this person. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, there's like a miscommunication in the beginning is what I'm getting for like first impressions. It feels like maybe you feel very judged by this person with both Queen and Mystic. They might cut you out really early. Like they might get a bad feeling about you, because I feel like this is the type of person that like once they really love someone, they really love them and they don't let go easily. So like they are very protective of themselves. They're very protective of their own boundaries, or the way they come across like might rub you the wrong way, because I don't see this as someone who necessarily softens themselves for others. Like I feel like even though they have this big Empress energy, there's a part of them that has the energy of the Emperor, where they're not afraid to make boundaries and stand by them. Like they very much, once they're like fully mature as a person, they understand their own truth, and if something doesn't feel right to them, they are just like ready to like let go of that, like push it aside. Yeah, so there's this sense of like a first impression where someone is judging the other person, and there's like the perspective isn't quite right, or there's this shift that will happen later that helps you see this person more fully, or helps them see you more fully. Yeah, so just see you guys somewhat getting off on the wrong foot, or just like more mildly there's like a miscommunication, but someone has their guard up. Someone is like in judging mode, or like their intuition tells them that something is up. So yeah, this is interesting. I do see this person as being a little bit intimidating at times, or like someone messing up their shot with them. Oh yeah, I'm seeing like this is such a yeah, like someone getting sentenced to someone getting like an unfair sentence and like being locked out. That's so weird, but yeah, it feels like there's this judgment passed down, and it's like there's this separation. Yeah, you may be in separation from this person, but yeah, there's a sense of like something with this judge, this justice energy, something separating you, keeping you apart. Either it's a misunderstanding, or it's like someone being like, no, this feels wrong, or just like there's extenuating circumstances, but there's like a separation energy. So you got the 5 of Wands in the reverse. So someone's not fully in their power, or someone's not fully understanding the situation. The 5 of Wands in this deck, I mean, it's this challenge to balance your energy and move through struggles, move through challenges. With it coming in reversed, it feels like someone's energy isn't quite balanced, which makes sense with this. Like there's something, it's like one or both of you is unable to perceive the other because your own energy isn't quite balanced, so you can't quite get the right perspective on them. Like things just come across the wrong way. Like the Queen comes across as haughty instead of regal and powerful. And the Mystic comes across as like kooky and full of shit instead of wise and like in her own divinity. It's kind of like that energy. We have the Knight of Cups. I'm just seeing, I'm seeing this person walking away. Yeah, I feel like someone goes off to pursue their happiness somewhere else initially. There's just this sense that we need to explore more, experience more. There's like a big wide world out there, and there's lots of like experiences that can be integrated. I feel like this person might stay in your energy field, or they might stay in your heart, but they aren't necessarily a part of your physical reality at first. And you can always reverse any of these messages. Oh, we got another 5 coming through. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of hurt feelings, or yeah, just like the energy doesn't balance very well. I feel like there's almost like a denial of feelings coming through. There's this emotional energy that's trying to get through to the mind, but yeah, someone is very stubbornly being like no and turning their back on it. With the Queen of Swords coming out with the 7 of Swords, it does feel like we're staying really logical in order to deny what is felt, and because what is felt feels really shaky, challenging. It feels like a situation can't ground, or it feels like it's just not a safe bet almost. Like it just doesn't feel possible with these 2 5s being here. It feels like too much of a challenge. We have to walk away from it. With the 3 of Wands, though, it feels like internally we always know that this is for us. Like there's this sense that like energetically you just align with the other person and you feel that there's something there. I just saw 9/11 on my on my camera. So yeah, there's like this internal crisis that's just kind of like packed away in a little box, and we're like, no, that's not a thing. Bye, get out of here. But yeah, there's heavy denial energy at first with you guys. So okay, I didn't do this for the other group, so let's add another row. So seeing as this is a soulmate energy, how would the 2 of you get together? How do you guys get out of this denial energy, overcome the challenges? Another 5. Oh no. You guys are it. Okay, so telling the truth. Yeah, this Queen of Swords has the truth within her power to share. All she has to do is turn around and face it. As long as we like, there's just like almost like an overcompensating energy of being a little bit combative to hide the real feelings. But like really the only thing needed to overcome this is at the right time. It's the truth, you know, the truth is there. Truth is there if you want it. So we have the Nine of Coins and the King of Wands and the Sun. So someone is in their independent energy. It could be you, it could be the other person. And I'm seeing whoever this King of Wands person is, that they've kind of got their eye on this independent energy. So there's this need. It feels like it's necessary for a time to just kind of move on and do your own thing with the Empress, to just get into your own, you know, your own groove. But I definitely see the feminine like just doing her glow up thing. And it's not like the masculine is doing too bad either, but it's just there's a sense of like keeping an eye. Oh my god. And then, sorry, I forgot about the Sun too. I feel like once everyone's kind of in their own energy of like, where did the words just go? Of just pursuing their own happiness, their own personal truth. The Sun relates to the ego. And it's interesting. This Sun is all trapped in a box because we're trying to hide ourselves from our emotions. We're trying not to understand the fullness of what we feel, but these feelings still creep in and eviscerate the ego. They're still there whether or not we want to talk about it or admit it. So it's like we got to free ourselves, just be in our truth, our full, complete truth. Yeah, once we're just like kind of allowing ourselves to experience the totality of our feelings, acknowledging the things that feel that make us feel vulnerable or scared or kind of out of control, acknowledging that our energy is a little bit imbalanced. It's not just the other person. We have to work on our own energy field and glowing up and paying attention to our own communication skills. And once we level up on our own time, take that time for ourselves to level up, it does feel like, oh my gosh, it does feel like we're ready. We're ready for this. Like, but you do have to come into your own power on a personal level before we can come together and sort of integrate. It's like the Two of Cups can be integration within the self, within the own psyche, and then we come into our full power. So whether or not you read this as like integrating within yourself, both your yin and yang energy, masculine, feminine, whatever, and then coming into your own power, or it could be the two of you coming together as strong individuals, and then together you can manifest and create great things. But this is all about first taking the time to like honor ourselves, honor our own what we can create, like, because the King of Wands has this incredible vision that he wants to bring into the world, and this Nine of Coins energy, even though she's not a queen, she's just like this incredibly independent, just like impressive energy. She's just out in the world, just like bringing good things to her, and that's very, you know, that catches this King of Wands eye, really. Your bottom deck energy is the Six of Wands, so I do think there will be victory here, but there's this need to focus on your own personal glow up before you come together, because it doesn't feel like you're ready when you first meet. Definitely, I mean, the feminine is really very much in her power. I don't know if it's the masculine that needs to catch up, or if the feminine's in her power, but then when she meets the masculine, there's something like really challenging that kind of like forces her to reevaluate or work on some stuff, like it triggers some issues. But either way, there's a sense that like when you first meet, you're just not aligned. It's not even like who's on a higher level than who. There's just this lack of alignment that is initially a part of the connection. Okay, so the last thing is I'm just going to see if we can get, well, not the last thing, the second to last thing. I'm going to see what sexy messages come up. So these two crazy kids, what's the chemistry like? Knight of Wands came out reversed. I feel like it takes, like, it's a slow and steady sort of thing, building this connection, and it might take longer than you like. Am I holding this deck upside down? I might be. Okay, well, that's interesting. Anyways, I do feel like it might take longer than you like to ground this. There's like this element of like real frustration at how long it takes to get in the same place at the same time. Yeah, with the stars being here, it feels like it's all like a fantasy energy for such a long time. And there's no progress in the physical. And I think the more you focus on each other, the more you stay in this like this 5 energy, because really the challenge here is for you to focus on yourselves instead of throwing energy at the other person. Focus on your own growth. Yeah, because it's like we're stuck with these like 2 earth cards coming out reversed, the knave and the knight of coins. It's like we're stuck from actually growing in the material world, like growing our life, growing our potential, because we're throwing energy at the other person. Either we're like throwing energy at them by denying them, by pretending, by turning our back on it, or we're like walking away doing our own thing, but this fantasy energy stays really strong with the Knight of Cups. That's like a Pisces energy, and then the 5 of Cups is right next to it. So there's this like either denial or fantasy, but either way it's like you're kind of wasting this energetic potential. We have the Queen of Air coming out again. Oh, and the Knave of Air. So I feel like when you're ready, you guys are going to meet each other and you're going to really communicate, and it's going to be with the Ace of Swords, it's not only going to be more truthful and more honest, but it's going to be more playful, more fun, and I feel like that's part of what initiates the connection. The Two of Swords. In the Thoth Tarot, I think this is Truce. So I feel like it's when it's just the 2 of you, just your 2 swords, your 2 voices, you guys realize you actually have a lot in common. You really enjoy each other. When you actually sit down and properly communicate instead of just this kind of conflict-based communication, when you've like raised both of you have raised your own vibrations and you communicate, it's not only like a lot more productive, but you get this fun. I'm getting excited, that's why. You get this like fun, playful communication coming through, and that's kind of what leads to more of you know, a sexy energy. We didn't get too many sexy cards. Should I just get a few more? So yeah, so I feel like it's the reason you got all these cards. I feel like your group takes way longer than the other groups. There's like hella delays coming through. I'm seeing like because she's pregnant, it's like it takes a long time to gestate this relationship because there's just like roadblocks. There's internal dramas. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of ass being flashed because she is also flashing her cakes. So yeah, I feel like there's this like teasing, flirting energy that starts to happen once you guys start to meet each other on a mental, playful, flirty level. There is this kind of like, I'm seeing the feminine just kind of switching from being more like closed off and reserved to being like, come and get it. Like a little bit of we're going from this like judgmental Libra energy to like a playful Aquarius energy. I feel like the next cards we have are the 6 of Cups, we have the 7 of Coins, and then we have the Knave of Water Cups, you know. So I feel like it takes a minute for the masculine to really respond to this, because it might be, I don't know, it feels like the feminine's kind of on her own. I'm getting like this, almost like this shyness coming through. I know that's not a man, that's a warthog, but like I'm just feeling like the feminine's like, come here babe, come here, and then the masculine's a little bit like holding off, like I'm seeing this man watching. And then when the masculine finally makes a move, it's quite aggy, it's aggressive. But yeah, so there's this definite, I mean, as far as sexual messages go, like ass is coming through. There's really no full titties out, but like lots of ass. So that's I feel like there's an appreciation for the backside coming through. It's interesting, I didn't pick up on a lot about the masculine energy in this reading. I really feel like I was channeling the feminine more. It could be because like both of you have more of a feminine energy overall, just in different ways. That's very possible. We have 3 knaves coming out, so the masculine energy could be younger, one of you could be younger. Yeah, there could be an age difference thing here, and that could be why it takes a while for you guys to get together. Some maturing needs to happen, but I do feel like there's this shyness, and in the end it has to be the feminine who like makes the first move and like and is very explicit, almost like inviting. I feel like it just takes time, and like as this this watery, like, Six of Cups energy grows. There's more of a feeling of safety. Yeah, a feeling, yeah, it feels like there has to be a very open invitation. Because, like, after all this, like, conflict and confusion that's been going through, like, it doesn't have to be full-on conflict, but it could just be miscommunication or frustration, someone trying to, like, get a message across and it's just not coming through clearly. But yeah, after all that sort of conflict and confusion, it has to be made very clear. And then once it is clear, I do feel like this masculine energy or this other feminine energy really comes through. And it's like, okay, you want me to come get you? Okay, I'm coming to get you, and you're not getting away. We're going. Oh, your bottom deck energy is the Ten of Cups. That's gorgeous. So it does feel like we do eventually get to this beautiful place of appreciation of each other, of like emotional openness. It's like this fantasy energy, like can't believe it came true. Seeing ass again also. There's like a big, strong ass vibe in this reading. I don't know. That's like the most sexual message that's like coming through. Because otherwise, I do feel like, yeah, it's all about fun and flirty communication. That's how everything gets started. Yeah. It's like, in the end, like, you just have so many air cards coming out, plus the star. So it has to be initiated through, like, trusting each other. Yeah, like, the truth has to really fully come out, especially because this is such an independent energy with this Nine of Coins, more so than a Queen, because, like, I feel this is giving me Queen energy, and Queen came out originally. But I think the thing is that all the Queens have counterparts, whereas she doesn't, and so there's something about her where it's like, you know she can do it on her own. You know she has Empress energy. You know she could build this on her own. So it's hard to, like, come toward her. That's very intimidating. And so it has to be like, there's this like coaxing energy of like, come here, it's okay. Yeah, and then like, yes, when the masculine comes through, I feel like we do finally get to this like magician energy. He comes through, but it takes a little bit of time. It's gonna take some patience. But yeah, that is the reading that I have for you. The last thing I'm gonna do is I am going to, I'm sorry, I'm just like clearing. This is so visually busy. I'm going to read a Pablo Neruda poem. Oh my god, I just stopped being able to talk. Hold on one second. I'm going to read a Pablo Neruda poem for the last thing in this reading. If you don't want to hear a Pablo Neruda poem, go ahead and just turn it off. This is the last thing I'm going to do. Oh my god, my brain just went weirdly blank. Anyways, there could be some messages in the poem for you. If you don't want to listen to me read it, but you're interested in the poem, I will put the first line of it in the description. So you can Google it, you can read the original Spanish if you can read Spanish. I can kind of read Spanish, but I can't really pronounce it for shit, so I'm not gonna put you through that. That would not be right. But yeah, I'm going to read poem number 3. This says 20 love poems and a song of despair. So I'll be reading the 3rd poem. Ah, vastness of pines, murmur of waves breaking, slow play of lights, solitary bell, twilight falling in your eyes, toy doll, earth shell in whom the earth sings. In you the rivers sing, and my soul flees in them as you desire, and you send it where you will. Aim my road on your bow of hope, and in a frenzy I will free my flock of arrows. On all sides I see your waste of fog, and your silence hunts down my afflicted hours. My kisses anchor, and my moist desire nests in you with your arms of transparent stone. Ah, your mysterious voice that love tolls and darkens in the resonant and dying evening. Thus in deep hours I have seen, over the fields, the ears of wheat tolling in the mouth of the wind. Okay, that is your poem. I don't know why yours was so much harder to read than the rest. Except, I don't know if you're like a tongue-tied group when it comes to the two of you. It feels like there's so much emotion. It's hard to actually speak it. And that poem really focused much more on the environment than the actual relationship, is what I got from it. Yeah, it's a sense of like there's these feelings growing, but it's very hard to articulate. It's very hard to speak. There's a lot of fear, I feel. But I do think there will be a happy ending with the Six of Wands and the Ten of Cups, and I love this Three of Wands card as well. So I feel like it will just require a lot of growth and time and patience. So that's the reading that I have for you. I hope it was interesting or resonant or some sync, you know. I hope you had fun. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye. Hi, and welcome if you chose group 4. This little, you know, Taurus moon looking ring set, or if you chose the Kundalini Rising card, number 16, traditionally associated with the Tower. So I feel like when you meet your person, they might not be the most, they might not be where they need to be in their journey. The cards that came out for them were all pretty, it's a grim place to start. I don't feel like you're gonna meet your person and be like, oh, that's my husband, that's my wife, you know what I mean? Like, that's my future partner. I feel like they are in process. Like this Kundalini Rising card is very positive and powerful, but what I'm getting with your person is it feels like they are experiencing more of a traditional Tower moment. I feel like they are in their more toxic energy right now. What I feel like is like subconsciously with the Damsel card being here, they may be acting in a way that's really lower vibrational, but like on some level they're kind of hoping for something or someone to save them, without realizing that really it's them who has to exercise these demons and like bring their vibration up, raise their energy. I feel like what I get, like just the feeling I get with this combination of cards is that your person is kind of like going out a lot, possibly drinking a lot, or just making really haphazard choices, not really caring for themselves. Yeah, not doing, like they may be, the way they relate to other people might be lower vibrational or toxic, but also I feel like the way that they're relating to themselves is quite toxic, really, and that they're kind of like in process, yeah, with deciding how they want to live and who they want to be and what's healthy for them. I think they're feeling very disempowered, which may also contribute to the way that they're acting. Like, I don't see them making a great impression on you when you first meet them, honestly. Like, I think you meet them at a very strange time in their life. Like, it's weird to meet someone when they're going through a Tower moment. Like, you're not going to get the best of their energy, really, necessarily. And if you are dating them when you meet them, if you're dating them when you meet them, if like you meet them through a dating or situationship kind of thing, I don't necessarily see you wanting to ground anything with them, or it necessarily working out if you do try to ground something. I feel like they're really kind of honestly victimizing themselves a little bit. Like, they might think that they're getting one over on other people, or they have the upper hand in situations with other people with this vampire, but in the end the person they end up really fucking over is themselves, because there's this like strong sense of alienation that really comes through until they fully like kind of wreck their shit. And they do this, I see them doing this kind of cyclically over and over again until they fully wreck their shit and get to the point where the vibration has to rise, because it's like, I can't fucking live like this anymore. So the energy for like these cards are for like first impressions and possible blockages. So we have It's a Dog Eat Dog Food World and the Valley. So I definitely feel like you meet them when they're at a low point. With Kundalini Rising, it's like the inverse of the typical imagery of the Tower. I feel like instead of your person like having gone too far or built too high, I feel like your person has really not tried to reach their potential at all with the Valley. Like, they're staying in this kind of like low, safe energy, honestly. Like, they don't want to build or grow. I feel like they don't necessarily believe in themselves. Like, they feel very trapped deep down. They may not show that. But yeah, I feel like also with It's a Dog Eat Dog Food World, what I get with this card is really just that, like, they're not paying attention to what they're putting into themselves, like drugs, drink, what they eat, who they sleep with, whether or not they use protection. Like, those are all more extreme examples, but it just feels like whatever, like, they can get, they just take, almost. Like, it's this very, like the way that they're behaving may be very erratic and active, but deep down on a spiritual level, it's very passive. It's like they're just accepting the world as it is, and sort of like the valley isn't always like a low point or a bad thing. Like, a valley can be a very lush, beautiful space, but that's not what I'm getting. Like, I'm just seeing them as like there's this huge mountain for them to climb, like in terms of their growth and their development, and they just deep down don't feel like they can do it or achieve it. So instead, they kind of like hide out or retreat into these like toxic behaviors. And they kind of, yeah, when you meet them with the Exorcist coming out, I do think they are in transition with these two cards. They're transitioning, but they're kind of like at their low point. They're not really like, it's like they've been, like their brain has been processed by the social conditions they grow up in. Like, they've been trained to do things a certain way, to have certain expectations for themselves, so they're not like awakened, so to speak. Like, they haven't gone through that, or they're like going through an awakening. So it's a very like it's not that it's an unevolved energy, it's that it is, why can't I think of the word I want? Oh my god, erratic. Yeah, it's something like that. There's a word that my brain won't let me have. But yeah, it's very like unstable, volatile. That's what it is. They're very volatile at this exact moment when they'd be coming into your life. So, as for, this is so weird because, like, obviously, as a future spouse, we're hoping that by the time you guys get together, they have done some soul work and kind of their energy has risen a little bit. But let's see, what would be the trajectory of your journey together? Okay, 9 of Coins. Wow, interesting. Okay, let's get some more about that. Okay. This is a lot of cards. Should I take all of these? No, just the top one. Okay. Yeah, so it feels like someone, and I'm feeling this is you, is kind of fully in their power, is understanding their value, is really growing. It's the 9 of Coins is like a culmination energy. It's like the highest you can go on your own without expanding out into a whole new level of like prosperity or being. So it feels like so there's two ways you can read this. Either the way they've been living has taken them as far as they're going to go, basically, like, and it's not necessarily, it may be it's like they've reached the peak at the lowest possible level, if that makes sense. So either they have to like stay there forever, or they have to like go to a 10, which resets back to a 1 and kind of start the climb over again, or more likely, I feel like this 9 of Coins is your energy, where you're in a very prosperous space. You've expanded a lot, you've grown so much, you maybe have just achieved something in your life, like, you know, graduating school or getting a new job or a new apartment, but there's some kind of like sense of physical material achievement, and you are getting ready to like really expand outward. Like, there's so many coins here, it's like they're crowding the frame. And then, so yeah, I see you and your person is definitely being in separation, with the 3 of Swords being there. And maybe that you've achieved a lot in the material, but you feel sad because you really wish you had someone to share it with, and that there's this sense of isolation. Or it could be that you've already met this person, that you are currently not able to be with them because they're just not on the same wavelength as you. Yeah, 2 of Swords, that's my irreconcilable differences card. Yeah, there's a sense that like we just really can't align. It's funny because like as far as creating balanced, well-aligned shapes, the 2 is one of the easiest ones to balance. You just cross them and then you get this strong balanced X. But like for these swords, they can't even like align or balance or anything. So it just feels like in terms of mentally, like your perspectives, you guys are just not on the same page. You're not on the same wavelength. Yeah, I feel like you probably will be called to spend some time in separation. Like, your intuition will tell you that this is not the one for you. You may feel very, like, drawn to them, very called to them, but I do feel like your intuition is going to tell you that you know, this is not the right time to be with them. Like, I feel like it will be very clear. So I feel like this is definitely a separation pile. This is like, and you never get together in the first place, or you get together and break up. Yeah, it feels like your intuition is going to be calling you to spend some time on your own. Yeah, with the Four of Swords, it's like focusing, the Four of Cups, it's like focusing on your own abundance, on, you know, what you can do on your own, just like tending to your own little castle, your own keep. Yeah. So it feels like materially you've achieved so much, but like emotionally you wish you could add more, you wish you could bring more energy in, and you wish it were with this person, but like at this time it's not really feasible because they're just not ready. I do feel like there will be like a passionate, fiery sort of rebirth coming through, so you're gonna have to rely on your intuition as to when that will be. I think it'll be a considerable amount of time apart, or considerable if you never meet this person and then break up with them. There'll just be this sense of just like waiting, and if you feel like you've been waiting and waiting and waiting, it's because your person is in process and it's a long ass process. You have the Five of Cups is your bottom deck energy. There's a lot of emotional balance that has to happen. It feels like there are some unhealthy emotional patterns that your person naturally gravitates toward as a coping mechanism. Like, I feel like they really have to exercise some demons. They have to stop disempowering themselves really before they can be ready for you, because it feels like with the High Priestess coming out, I'm definitely associating that with you. Okay, hold on. Ugh. The Ace of Cups just came out, so yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling like you are kind of like in a different place, like you are more in tune with your intuition and what feels right, and so you kind of have to wait for your person to be ready to extend, you know, the love that you genuinely deserve. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so yeah. Once your person gets to this, and this is interesting because obviously the classic Waite-Smith card shows someone waiting for this phantom cup to be offered to them. So, yeah, I don't feel like you're supposed to be like sitting under a tree waiting for them or anything. I feel like the best thing for you to do is to like focus on your continued growth and expansion. But I do think like this specific person, you're not supposed to wait for them. But at some point they will be ready to love you the way you deserve to be loved. And really the message here is to not accept any offers before that point, because they're really not going to offer you something that's really truly worth your time and worth it's not going to measure up to your value until your person has grown and expanded themselves. Because how can they offer you something that's truly aligned with your value if they're like way down here at the bottom of the valley and you're up on the mountaintop? Like they can't properly give you what you deserve in that situation. Yeah, okay, the Nine of Coins coming out again. You're definitely being encouraged to focus on your own growth, your own prosperity, your own power, what you can achieve in the material world. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like your person is just not on the same level as you for quite some time. There's a sense that we have the Knight of Wands over here. They're out here running around being a little bit low. I mean, I don't always interpret the Knight of Wands this way, but in this context it feels like they're kind of pushing into the limit. There's this one William Blake quote where he says, "Enough," or "too much," and I feel like that is very much your person. Like with the Exorcist and the Vampire, they're like, they take it too far. Like and that's how they know where the limit is, by going too far. And that's how it's like they're the type of person who has to like destroy their fucking life before they can build something new. So I feel like the two of you are not going to be able to come together and be prosperous and successful at this time. But look what your last card was. You have the Ace of Coins over here and the Ace of Cups over here. Like, that's gorgeous. You also have the Ace of Wands. You have like hella ace energy. Like, it's out here, but it's gonna take a while. I'm sorry. But like that's pretty amazing. And I feel like your person, Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that you have all this love and joy and wisdom to give. You have this grace. Like, I get this sense of grace with you. And I'm talking about grace almost in like the religious sense. Like, you have this beautiful, loving, divine energy with you, and that is all you really need to offer. Like, you don't, like, you have so much going on for you in the physical. You have so much value, but also your real value is just this love that you've been waiting to give to someone, and that is incredible. So I feel like this person will really have to prove to you with a real, like a grounded offer, showing with their actions, not with their words, not even with their passion, but showing with their actions how much they value and appreciate you and how much they want to give to you. And they're just not going to be ready to do that immediately. You know, like, it's just going to take them time. Your bottom deck energy is justice. These things have to happen the right way, within the right time. Everything has to be well balanced. We have to raise the bar, get to the next level. This is a long cycle. Yeah, the Six of Coins, I just don't think it's balanced at this time. This one has little scales as well, but in this Justice card, this one feels like perfectly even on both sides, whereas in this one you can see that someone is not quite, not on the same level, and like, yeah, I don't see your person as literally being in poverty, but I just see, like, spiritually, you kind of have this wealth to you, and whereas your person is not there yet. And so Spirit is not wanting you to be a mommy to this person. Spirit is wanting you to, like, continue to be successful, strong, proud, yeah, and just like a gorgeous, impressive, beautiful energy out here in the world doing amazing things. Your person needs time to catch up to you, and I feel like that can be very frustrating with this priestess energy. There's this energy of gestating, of waiting, in traditional, like, tarot, the priestess could represent pregnancy, and I feel like for you there's a sense of, like, waiting a long time for this to grow, for this to be ready. You need to be careful about when you extend this cup of love. They need to be ready to actually return that energy to you, and I just feel like not at this time. That's not the energy that the original cards gave me. It takes a long time. There's a lot of conflict just on a mental level. You are not in the same place for a while. Your person needs time to tune in. Yeah, as for once the union happens, get some little tasty, spicy messages for that. So your person feels like they've really, like, been around the block a little bit. Okay, yeah, so once we're at union, we've gone from being the knight to the king. So yeah, your person has an intense, fiery, passionate energy. They really have a lot they want to do with you. Yeah, they're not a little knave anymore. They're not a knave. They have experience. They have a lot of experience, and they want to, like, they want to bring this to the table. Like, they have ideas. That's the vibe I get. They have, like, plans. It's like, I just feel like they've been out here being a hoe. So, like, they do have some, that's why it's really important to wait until they have this Ace of Pentacles to offer you, because I feel like they can offer you this Ace of Wands pretty early on. But that's not special with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands always has this big old wand to offer anybody. But, like, when he's actually ready to offer the Ace of Pentacles to, like, build a beautiful garden with you, to, like, curate a life, cultivate a little world for the two of you, that's when you know this is king energy. This is mature energy. Okay, but this X, oh my god. Oh no. Okay, so we have, I'll just show you really fast. And then the Ace of, you got the Ace of Cups twice. So, I feel like you're gonna appreciate, speaking of wands, you're gonna appreciate what they're working with. That's all. You're gonna, yeah, it's just gonna be, like, exactly what you wanted. There's a strong attachment here. They really know how to put it down, they know how to pipe it, they know how to give it to you, they know how to, they're not a knave. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna be surprised by how good it is, honestly. And the Ace of Cups, I mean, I think it's just going to be enhanced by the feelings. I feel like this is someone you could have good sex with. if you meet them in this phase, but once there's feelings involved, I think it's going to take the vibes to like a whole new sexy ass level. I see them really appreciating you. The Nine of Cups came up here twice, and this card gives me Nine of Cups energy. Sorry, I said cups. Nine of Coins energy. I mean, this is a bit wish fulfillment feeling, but this Nine of Coins, even though this is a 6, I just get the Nine of Coins from it. Like, I just feel like they appreciate how you look, how you smell. They love to be in your home. Like, they love, it's just like there's this like luxurious energy, this opulent energy. I don't know why she has a seagull in her house. That is so odd. But this moon in Taurus, yeah, I feel like you just like appreciate the finer things in life. Like, it comes naturally to you, or like there's this sensuality to you that they just appreciate so much. They definitely, I feel like if this is something that you're into or they're into, but one of you or both of you wearing lingerie, I could see that being a thing for sure. They want to smoke with you. That just came through. But they just want to be like, get into this like sexy but comfy vibe. Like, that's what I get with the Taurus moon, because it's like, it's very comfortable, but at the same time it's like there's like, it's like sheets that like feel good, like nice quality sheets, and like the room is clean and it smells nice, and there's like beautiful art on the walls. It's like very luxurious but very comfortable at the same time. Yeah, okay. Any other sexy messages? Yeah, they just like appreciate looking at you. They're very visual. They definitely appreciate looking at you, interacting with their penis if they have one, or interacting with the strap, like whatever. That's coming through. Yeah, I guess they don't want to make little sexy movies of you, or, I mean, you can flip this message if it makes more sense the other way, but yeah, I definitely think, yeah, with them appreciating you visually, they do want to make little sexy movies of you, little movie of you giving head if you'd be into that, or just like a sexy video of you wearing a cute little outfit. Like, they just like, you don't have to be wearing full-on lingerie for them to like feel that like reaction, you know what I mean? Like, you could be wearing like a cute little sundress and they'll react to it as if it were a sexy little lingerie outfit. Yeah, I just feel like you turn them on wherever you go, regardless of whether or not you're actually like out here grabbing their dick in public. I do feel like you do appreciate their dick. I can feel like a few sneaky gropes would be like funny. Like, it's almost like playful. Like, it's not like a full sex in public vibe, but it's like they do like it when you like brush up against them a little bit. I feel like they definitely would fantasize about like just like having sex with you in a like random little like, I'm getting like, because this is in Italy, so I'm thinking of like if you were like on a vacation and you were in some random little side street and no one was around and like nobody knew you. I feel like they would like want to have a little quickie, but that's like more of a fantasy energy coming through, not so much like literally they want you to jack them off in the street. Like, that's not really what I'm getting as much. But your person is hella sexual, honestly. I'm getting a pretty masculine energy from this, even though like originally they got the damsel or anything. I feel like anyone can be in a damsel energy whether they realize it or not, because we do disempower ourselves really easily. But like, yeah, I'm definitely feeling like your person is like a very sexual energy, and they respond quite quickly to sexuality, which we think of as masculine. So we also have the 8 of Wands, ooh, and the Knight of Air in the reverse. Okay, so yeah, I think, yeah, they really like watching you is coming through again. Again, they probably like it when you ride it. Like, they like to see your face while you ride it, is just with these two cards. And then you got a Knight coming through reverse. So yeah, I think I don't really feel that as being reversed. I think they do really like it when you ride it. They like it when you kind of go with the flow, is the energy that I get from that. I don't know if that... With this Knight of Air, I just kind of get this vibe that she like follows the currents somewhat. And this is like that too. Like, this person is like totally in the vibes, just like going with the flow. And that's like, I feel like they definitely would have sex with you in public, because they're the type of person that like if they get into the energy of it, they just kind of go with it, and they kind of want to they want to see you in the flow too. Like they want to see you just like completely get into that energy with them, that vibe. There's just like such an intense like welling of energy with this group, because like you got the Ace of Water twice, you got the Ace of Coins, you got the Ace of Fire, so it just feels like there's so much big energy. And I feel like with this Knight of Air energy, it's like wanting to go every which way and try everything at least once. That's what it is. The energy of wanting to try everything at least once. So I feel like they'd fantasize about lots of different things, and if you were down for it, they'd be like, yes, let's do that, please, oh my god. And it's just like they're the type of person who like likes to have a lot of experience with the Knight of Wands, a wide breadth of experience. And they kind of like, if you ever brought up a fantasy to them, and they would love that so much. If you were like, oh, I've been like thinking about blah blah blah, they would like go bananas for that. And your final card, you've got the Ace of Wands again. Holy shit. They like to see you passionate. They like to see you in the vibe. Oh my god, there's just so much energy at the beginning of this when you really come together. It's bananas. The Knave of Fire is in the bottom deck energy to tell us that right now your person is not in this King of Fire energy. They're more still in this energy. They're not at this stage where they're ready to do this with you truly, to build a true relationship with you. That's like a weird note to end on, but like again, they're still in this energy. So if you do feel like this is a person you know right now, this card is just here to tell you that they're not ready yet. They're still exploring. This person is all by themselves. They're exploring. They're on their own. They don't necessarily have anything to offer you yet, because they still have a lot of growing to do. With the final card being the Ace of Wands, it just feels like there's so much fucking passion and energy here. And she looks like she's eating a heart. I guess that's a heart. It's hard to say. It looks really weird. Looks like a weird rubber butt or something, but it's a heart. And I just feel like they just want to, it feels like when you finally get together, like you're the one who steals their heart and like devours it. And I feel like they like that. They like this devouring energy. They just want you to like lose control. It's a big thing. Yeah, with this Strength card as well. They just want you like, they really respond to that energy of you being all over them, because they are really intense and fiery and passionate, and I feel like they like seeing you the same way. You might not be such a fiery person overall yourself, because the cards that came out for the feminine energy is the Nine of Coins and the Knight of Air. That's more what I got, but I feel like they like it when they can really like get you going, like start you up. Yeah, I also feel like they like the idea of when you start off really like pristine and beautiful with your makeup and hair, and then they like to like get it all messed up. Like they love that. Like, yeah, you having like your makeup smeared everywhere, stuff on your face. I won't say what stuff, but that kind of energy. They love the whole process. It's like starting off really like beautiful and made up, and then like getting all sweaty and messy and like fully getting into it. So those are the sexual messages that I have for you. So the last thing I'm going to do in this reading is I'm going to read a little Pablo Neruda poem, which is just so weird to change gears after those sexual messages, but like I'm going to read a Pablo Neruda poem number 16, because that's the number you got on this card. And yeah, so if you don't want to hear me read a poem, you can go ahead and leave, because the video is over after that. And I also put the first line of the poem in the description, so if you'd rather read the poem yourself rather than listen to it, or even like read it in the original Spanish, that will be in the description box. Yeah, whatever you want to do. I'm going to be reading poem number 16 from 20 Love Poems and a Song of Despair. Okay, I'm gonna need to drink water first though. In my sky at twilight, you are like a cloud. In your form and color are the way I love them. You are mine, woman with sweet lips, and in your life my infinite dreams live. The lamp of my soul dyes your feet. My sour wine is sweeter on your lips. O reaper of my evening song, how solitary dreams believe you to be mine. You are mine, mine, I go shouting it to the afternoon's wind, and the wind hauls on my widowed voice. Huntress of the depths of my eyes, your plunder stills your nocturnal regard as though it were water. You are taken in the net of my music, my love, and my nets of music are wide as the sky. My soul is born on the shore of your eyes of morning. In your eyes of morning, the land of dreams begins. So that is a strong yearning energy. I mean, if you guys, I feel like your person will probably be struck by you very intensely, but won't be ready to offer you anything. So you may have this intense divine feminine energy for them, and they may experience the separation very, very intensely, but on a very deep level that you don't necessarily see. So there's a really sad energy with that poem. This intense sense of trying to hold on to something you can't have. But yeah, I think it will take a while for your person to really be ready for you, is the impression that I get, not to be too harsh. Yeah, that is the energy that I have for them. That's the reading that I have for you. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed or were entertained somewhat. And bye-bye.